Hello everyone and welcome back to Building Nations. We are here once again in the city of Weeratink and we are ready to finally work on this entrance area. Make it look like it's actually part of the city and not just a hole in a mountain. So, let's get started. Alright, so as I've mentioned in the past, I wanted there to be like a line, well, not a line, but I wanted there to be statues around this kind of entrance area so that, like, as you're walking in, you're looking at all the statues of ancient relics of the Dwarven people, and, I thought that was a good idea. So, originally it was going to be human statues. Well, I mean, dwarf statues, I guess. But then I decided on what you know it as from the thumbnail. And I think it looks better that way. But if you didn't look at the thumbnail, well, you'll get a surprise when we get to that part of the video. But what I wanted to do is create sections for each statue, like a walled off section, um, just so that I have like a definite space to work with and it's not as big as it otherwise would be. So that was my thinking there. But I did still want it to have detail like the other segments do, so I use the same stone brick framing and stone walls that I have used in the past. And here we go. Posting in the first of the statue. It was originally facing the wall, which looked pretty bad, so I made it face the player as they would walk down the hallway, and it just looks really funny. I really like it because of how funny it looks. He's there, the Weeratink, back at it again. Weeratink, by the way, is the name of the city. I did have a bit of an issue there. I did record some more stuff that I didn't record. I mean, I recorded it, but I didn't press the record button, so it was lost because of my failure. But I just added in a second one, and that was about it. So, this other side was a bit different, just because of how it met the mountain. Because the other side was firmly embedded in the mountain, but there was some openness here. So I had to do a bit of fixing around after I put in the statues and whatnot. So that's what I'm doing there. It's kind of interesting how that all goes together. Um, so yeah, I like it. I like how it looks. Same framing and stuff I use in this section, and the same statues, of course. So, in the last episode of Building Nations, I mentioned that I wanted people to send me topics of conversation. So, I was going to talk about it in next week's episode where I build one of your ideas. I believe right now a big French horn is in the lead. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is right now. So there's that also look forward to. But I got a request to do a topic of conversation on Old Spice body wash. So, I mean, I could talk about it. But the thing is, I haven't used it ever, and I haven't really seen people use it. I like their commercials. I will say that. They do have good commercials. So, they should keep making them. But in terms of the actual product itself, I've never used it. So I feel like it'd be unfair for me to pass my judgment on a product that I've never used. I've never seen it used. Well, I've never seen people use it. I've seen people with it, but I haven't seen anyone directly use it. Because that'd be kind of weird, because it is a body wash. I'm not really watching people wash themselves frequently. So, yeah, there's that. And also, I don't know, copyright laws as to how much I can talk about a particular copyrighted material, such as Old Spice body wash. But, so I'm not going to really mention it that much, just because of the combination of those things. So, yeah, apologies, but, that's just how it goes sometimes, I guess. Can't really talk about everything all the time because, you know, people don't like that sometimes. But, as you may have noticed, I tried to put the old floor design into this floor just to see how it would look, and it didn't look good. And that's because of the spacing between like the end and the middle with the dividers that I put in. It's even, kind of. Like, I just use different spacing. Like, some segments are 3 blocks wide, but some are 4 blocks wide. So it creates issues there. Um, but I just decided to go with a different pattern. And this way I can get some more lighting in there as well. Just to make it less dark, because this game is very dark, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I want to be able to see. So there is some lights in here now, which is good. They make it look better when I can actually see what's going on, even though the gamma's already up by, 100%. So, yeah. I am putting in some lanterns there, as you can see. Tried out some designs, but I settled on this one. It's like an inverse of the lantern wall extender thingies that I used in the front of the building. It's those, but like upside down, because I think they look better that way, like they're hanging from the ceiling rather than not. So that's what I decided to go with. I also had to fix this mountain up, so just did that with some dirt. It's kind of a quick fix. I'm not sure exactly how it looks, but or how much I'll like it, but it looks okay, I think, for the most part. Um, there is a lot of detailing large segments of wall in the making of this build, and it is getting kind of old. Like, I'm trying to think of new things to do, but the well's flowing dry, if you know what I mean. Like, the designs that I use for the really large open wall segments look really cool, but also they're a pain to make. And I don't know, it's just easier to do this stuff. I'm trying to like move along with this because it's getting kind of boring doing it over and over again. So I guess that's why it's a good thing I have this city split up with other projects like the Making Your Ideas area. So, good thing to do that. Good idea to split up your projects, always, because you never want to be burnt out with something that you just started on. So, it's a good idea. I also wanted to detail the roof in this area a little bit, just because it looked kind of flat and boring right now. So I put in a row of these smooth slabs and made the roof arch like the arches that are in it already, using the new stone slab. Not the smooth stone slab, but the stone slab. And I like it. There is some weird lighting just because of the game, like lighting it oddly, but I think I can fix it if I put some lights in a different area. Maybe. I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I should hopefully be able to make it not look like that, because it looks kind of weird right now. Um, yeah. I just had to detail a lot here. Just make the walls look less flat and stony, even though that's kind of the point. Like, they're supposed to be flat and stony, but I didn't want them to look as flat and stony, because they just look kind of boring if they're all flat and stony. You want them to be a little more interesting to look at, even though they're not really going to be looked at all by anyone. You just make them look a little bit more interesting so that people walking by go, you know what, that's an acceptable wall, and then move on. But I think that is about the end of the design of this entrance hall. Alright, this beautiful entrance hall is now complete with Weeratinks, and it looks amazing. It also looks really funny. But I like how tall they are, just like standing here. I mean, like, if you're just walking in, which most people would be, it still looks very imposing, especially as you can then get to here, which is kind of what I'm looking for. So, that works for me. I was thinking about adding some lava in here maybe a bit as well. I'm not sure on that yet though. I have to think on that. But something else that does need doing are these panels which I will do off camera because you've already seen me detail walls for a very long time in this episode. So, with that, I'm going to leave this here. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Leave a comment with any feedback you have for me, and I'll see all of you later. Bye.